Hi everyone, welcome back to HiruHandmade Crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful sunflower pot. This project is perfect for home decoration, gifts or even craft fairs. The sunflower design looks bright and cheerful and it's a really fun crochet project to make. In this tutorial, I'll guide you through step by step so even if you are a beginner, you can follow along easily. Before we start, let's look at the materials we'll be using today. For this project, today I'll be using milk cotton yarn in yellow, brown and green and yarn for the flower pot color, and then the 2.5mm crochet hook, yarn needle, scissors, fiber filling, and we need 3 pieces of wire like this, one for the stem that is a bit thicker and 2 for the leaves. This is very thin, around 1mm diameter. All these wires are around 16 centimeters long, and we need some fabric glue too. I've added Amazon links for the exact materials I use in the description box below. If you purchase through these links, it helps support my channel at no extra cost to you. Thank you so much for your support. Also, if you prefer written instructions, the PDF pattern for this sunflower pot is available to purchase. The written pattern includes clear step-by-step instructions, easy to follow pattern format, and helpful details that make the project easier to complete. You can find the pattern purchase link in the description box below. Alright, now that we have everything ready, let's get started with the crochet sunflower pot. We will make the flower first. Use the green color to make the back part of the flower. We are going to start with a magic ring. So wrap the yarn around your index finger twice like this. And then insert the hook into the ring, yarn over and pull through the ring. Now we have a loop on our hook, yarn over and pull through the loop. This is the magic ring we are going to work into. In the first round, I am going to work 6 single crochets inside the magic ring. So insert the hook into the ring, yarn over, pull through. Now we have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through both the loops. This is a single crochet. Again, insert the hook into the ring, yarn over, pull through. Now we have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through both the loops. Now we have completed 2 single crochets over here. Like that we will continue 3, 4, 5 and 6. After completing 6 single crochets, I'm going to pull this tail tight to close the magic ring like so, and then work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet to join the round. So insert the hook into the first single crochet, yarn over, pull through and pull through the loop. With that we have completed our first round. You can insert the stitch marker to mark the round, but actually you don't need the stitch marker. I will show you how to keep a track of the rounds. Chain 1 to start with the first round. Now we are going to make increases all around. Work 1 increase into each one of the stitches, which means we are going to work 2 single crochets into each stitch. So insert the hook into the base stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through both the loops. Again insert the hook into the very same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through both the loops. Now we have completed 2 single crochets into the first stitch. This is called an increase. Again 2 single crochets into the second stitch here, 1 and 2. Like that we will continue 2 single crochets into the third stitch, 1 and 2. Again 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Again 1 and 2. Now I'm at the end of the round 2, and I'm going to insert the hook into the stitch on top of the first single crochet here Now if you look at carefully, you can see a stitch here as well. This is the turning chain into the second round, and this is the actual single crochet. This is the actual first single crochet of the second round. So go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through and pull through the loop. With that, we have completed our second round as well. By the end of the second round, we have 12 stitches around. And then start with the third round, chain 1, and in the third round I'm going to work one single crochet into the very first stitch. Very first stitch is the base stitch over here, where this chain comes from. So work one single crochet into the same base stitch, and then an increase into the second stitch, 1 and 2. Again, one single crochet into the first stitch and an increase into the second stitch, 1 and 2. This is the pattern we are going to repeat all around. One single crochet into the first stitch and an increase into the second stitch, 1 and 2. Now we will just repeat the pattern until the end of the round. 1, 1 and 2. Again, 1, 1 and 2. Again, 1, 1 and 2. Now I'm at the end of the round 3, and then again we need to work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet of the round. This is the turning chain and this is the first single crochet. So we will go into the stitch on top of the first single crochet, yarn over, pull through and pull through the loop. That completes the third round. Now we have 18 stitches around. Now we will get started with the round 4, chain 1 and then work one single crochet into each one of the first 2 stitches. Insert the hook into the first base stitch and work one single crochet. Again, one single crochet into the second stitch and then an increase into the third stitch, 1 and 2. Repeat the pattern. One single crochet into the first stitch, one single crochet into the second stitch and an increase into the third stitch, 1 and 2. Again, one single crochet into the first stitch, one single crochet into the second stitch and an increase into the third stitch, 1 and 2. We will just repeat the pattern until the end of the round. Now I'm at the end of the round 4, and then again work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet of the round. Now we have 24 stitches around, and then start with round 5, chain 1 and work one single crochet into each one of the first 3 stitches. One single crochet into the first stitch, one single crochet into the second stitch, one single crochet into the third stitch and then an increase into the fourth stitch, 1 and 2. Just repeat the pattern. 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3 and then an increase into the fourth stitch, 1 and 2. Repeat the pattern. 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3 and then an increase into the fourth stitch, 1 and 2. Repeat the pattern until the end of the round. Now I'm at the end of the round 5, and then work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet to join the round. Now we have 30 stitches around, and then start with round 6, chain 1 and work 1 single crochet into each one of the 30 stitches around. So we will work 1 single crochet into each stitch. Now I'm at the end of round 6, and then we will work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet to join the round. Now we have 30 stitches around, chain 1, and I'm going to leave a little tail and cut the yarn off. And we need to just complete the same thing by using a brown material as well. Now this is going to be the front side of the flower, and this is the back side. Now we are going to keep these pieces together like this to create the petals of the flower. What I'm going to do is insert the hook into any one of the stitches around, and then go into a stitch of the green piece as well, and then I'm going to pull this yellow yarn through both the stitches so that it joins the two pieces, and then we will work over this tail so that it will get hidden inside the stitches and secure. And then we are going to chain 2, 1 and 2. After that, go into the very next stitch and work a double crochet. To make the double crochet, yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch. Remember to insert the hook into both the stitches, the stitch of the green piece as well. Yarn over, pull through. Now we have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now we have 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2. This is a double crochet. Again work a treble crochet into the very same stitch. So yarn over twice, insert the hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now we have 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through 2. And then chain 2, and we are going to work a slip stitch into the base stitch of the chain 2. Base stitch is this here, so we are going to insert the hook into both the loops. Yarn over, pull through and pull through the loop. That makes a little point here, and then we are going to go into the very next stitch and work 1 treble crochet, yarn over twice, insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again a double crochet into the very same stitch. Yarn over, insert the hook, say into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then chain 2 and work a slip stitch into the very next stitch. So insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through and pull through the loop. With that we have completed the first petal of the flower. Now we will see how to make the second petal. Then I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then work 1 double crochet and 1 treble crochet into the very next stitch. 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then 1 treble crochet into the very same stitch. And then chain 2 and a slip stitch into the base stitch. So insert the hook into both the loops here, yarn over, pull through and pull through the loop. And then one treble crochet and double crochet into the very next stitch. One treble crochet and one double crochet. Again chain 2 and work a slip stitch into the very next stitch. Now we have completed 2 petals over here. Like that we are going to continue making petals all around. I'm going to make another 5 petals and then do the stuffing. So complete 5 more petals and meet me back there. Now I have completed 7 petals of the flower, and then we are going to stuff the flower here. And then we can continue making the other petals to close the hole. This is the end of the round, and then I'm going to work a slip stitch into the starting point of the round to join. So insert the hook into the starting point and work a slip stitch. And then chain 1, leave a little tail, and I'm going to cut the yarn off. That we have completed our flower. This is what it looks like. And then we will use the yarn needle to hide the tail. Now we will make the leaf. Start with a slip knot. So wrap the yarn around your index finger once, hold the end, again wrap it around the finger. Now we have 2 loops on our finger. Grab the second loop and pull it over the front loop. Now we have our slip knot ready, and then I'm going to chain 9, yarn over and pull through the loop. This is the first chain, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And then we will take one of the thin wires and fold it in half like this. And I'm going to keep it aside, and I'm going to skip the first chain from the hook and work a single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So insert the hook into the second chain from the hook, yarn over, pull through, and then I'm going to take the wire and keep it like this and yarn over and pull through both the loops over the wire, so that you can see that we joined the wire to the yarn. And then work 1/2 double crochet into the very next stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now we have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. This is a half double crochet. And then work 1 double crochet into each one of the next 4 stitches. Make sure to work over the wire. 1, 2, 3, and 4. After that, work 1 half double crochet into the next stitch. And we are left with 1 chain here. Then I'm going to work 3 single crochets into the same chain. 1, 2, and 3. Now we are going to continue working into the other side of the foundation chain. I'm going to work over this tail so that it will get hidden. And I'm going to start with the very first stitch here, not the one we did the 3 single crochets, that is the turning chain, and we are going to go into the very next stitch here and work 1 half double crochet. And then work 1 double crochet into each one of the next 4 stitches. One, 2, 3, and 4. Then work 1 half double crochet into the next stitch. And then work 1 single crochet into the last stitch. After that, we will work a slip stitch into the very first single crochet of the round. So insert the hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop. Now we have completed the first round of the leaf. And then again, go into the back side of the wire here and chain 1 like so, and then work 1 single crochet into each one of the first 9 stitches of this side. So I'm going to insert the hook into the very first stitch and work 1 single crochet. Again 1 single crochet into the second stitch here, 1 single crochet into the third stitch. Like that we will continue. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then chain 2 and work a slip stitch into the base stitch. So insert the hook into both the loops of the base stitch, yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop. That creates the point of the leaf. And then work 1 single crochet into the very same stitch. After that, work 8 single crochets on the other side, 1 single crochet into each one of the next 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And then work a slip stitch into the other side, that is the first single crochet of the round. And then I'm going to chain 1 to the back side of the wire. So go into the back side, yarn over, pull through the loop, and leave a long tail and cut the yarn off. After that, I'm going to wrap the wire with the tail and then secure at the end like so. And you can complete another piece of leaf just like the same. Now we will make the flower pot. Start with a magic ring. And then we need to work 8 single crochets inside the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And then pull the tail tight to close the magic ring. And then work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet to join the round. Chain 1 to start with the second round. Then I'm going to work increases all around. So work 1 increase into the very same base stitch. 1 and 2. Again 1 increase into the second stitch. 1 and 2. Like that we will continue working increases all around. Now I'm at the end of the round 2, and then work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet to join the round. By the end of round 2 we need to have 16 stitches around. Chain 1 and work 1 single crochet into the first stitch and an increase into the second stitch. 1 and 2. Now this is the pattern we are going to repeat on this round. Work 1 single crochet into the first stitch and an increase into the second stitch. 1 and 2. Repeat the pattern until the end of the round. Now I'm at the end of the round 3, and then work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet to join the round. By the end of round 3 we need to have 24 stitches around. Chain 1 and work 1 single crochet into each one of the first 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Now an increase into the third stitch. 1 and 2. Repeat the pattern. 1 single crochet into each one of the first 2 stitches. 1, 2, and then an increase into the third stitch. 1 and 2. Repeat the pattern until the end of the round. Now I'm at the end of the round 4, and then work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet to join the round. Now we have 32 stitches around, and then chain 1 and work 1 single crochet into each one of the first 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then an increase into the 4th stitch. 1 and 2. Repeat the pattern, 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then an increase into the 4th stitch. 1 and 2. Just repeat the pattern until the end of the round. Now I'm at the end of the round 5, and then we will work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet of the round. Now we have 40 stitches around, and then chain 1 to start with the round 6, and in round 6 we are going to work 1 single crochet into each one of the stitches around, but there is a difference. Now we will turn the work around, and we are going to go into the horizontal line of the stitch here. Now not to the stitch at the top of the single crochet, but across the horizontal line like this. Now we are going to insert the hook into the into one side of the single crochet and go under the single crochet like this, and work 1 single crochet like this. Again, go into the second single crochet and work 1 single crochet. Like that we will continue making single crochets into the horizontal line of the previous line. Now I have completed the round, and then work a slip stitch into the first single crochet, and you can see that we have created the bottom of the pot like this. And then we will move into the next round. I'm going to work 1 chain first, and then work 1 single crochet into each one of the first 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3 and 4, then an increase into the 5th stitch. 1 and 2. Again repeat the pattern, 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an increase into the 5th stitch. 1 and 2. Repeat the pattern until the end of the round. This is the end of the round, and then work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet to join the round. Chain 1, and from round 8 to 15 we are going to work one single crochet into each one of the 48 stitches around. So complete another 8 rounds of 48 single crochets and meet me back there at the end. This is the end of the round 15, and then I'm going to work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet of the round, and then start with round 16, chain 1. Then I'm going to work one single crochet into each one of the first 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a decrease into the next 2 stitches. To work the decrease, we need to insert the hook into the front loop of the first stitch. Now if you look at the stitch carefully, you can see that there are 2 loops. This is the front loop and this is the back loop. We are going to insert the hook into the front loop only. Again, insert the hook into the front loop of the second stitch as well. Now we have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Now we have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through 2. This is a decrease. Again, work one single crochet into each one of the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a decrease into the next 2 stitches. So insert the hook into the front loop of the first stitch, insert the hook into the front loop of the second stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Again repeat the pattern, 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a decrease into the next 2 stitches. Repeat the pattern until the end of the round. Now I'm at the end of the round 16. Work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet to join the round. Now we have 40 stitches around. And then start with round 17, chain 1, and on this round we are going to work into the front loop only. So work a single crochet into the front loop of the first stitch, and then skip the next stitch and go into the second stitch, into the front loop of the second stitch, and work 4 double crochets. So yarn over, insert the hook into the front loop of the second stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. This is the first double crochet. Again go into the same front loop and work another double crochet. Again 2 more double crochets into the same front loop, 1 and 2. Now I have completed 4 double crochets into the same front loop, and then skip the next stitch and go into the stitch after that and work 1 single crochet into the front loop. So go into the front loop, and work a single crochet. Now this is the pattern we are going to repeat all around. Skip the next stitch, go into the front loop of the second stitch and work 4 double crochets into the same front loop. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Again skip the next stitch and go into the front loop of the second stitch and work a single crochet. And then we will repeat the pattern. Skip the next stitch, go into the front loop of the second stitch and work 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Skip the next stitch, go into the front loop of the second stitch and work 1 single crochet. Now we will just repeat the pattern until the end of the round. Now I'm at the end of the round, and then work a slip stitch into the first single crochet to join the round like this. Chain 1, leave a little tail, and I'm going to cut the yarn off. And then I'm going to hide the tail. After that, I'm going to work single crochets around the bottom of the pot. So for that, insert the hook into any one of these stitches at the bottom, and I'm going to pull the tail through the stitch. Oops. And then I'm going to pull the loop through the stitch, and I'm going to work over this tail, chain 1 and work single crochets all around. Now I have completed 40 single crochets at the bottom, and then work a slip stitch into the first single crochet, chain 1, leave a little tail, and I'm going to cut the yarn off. And then we will hide the tail here as well. Now we have completed the pot. And then I'm going to create the soil to cover up the pot. Start with a magic ring. Work 8 single crochets inside the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And then pull the tail tight to close the magic ring. And then work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet to join the round. Now chain 1 to start with the second round. There I'm going to work increases all around. So work 8 increases. 1, 2, 1, 2. Like that we will continue working increases all around. This is the end of the round 2. Work a slip stitch into the first single crochet to join. Now we have 16 stitches around. Chain 1 to start with the third round. Then I'm going to work 1 single crochet into the first stitch and an increase into the second stitch. 1 and 2. Repeat the pattern. 1 single crochet into the first stitch and an increase into the second stitch. 1 and 2. Repeat the pattern until the end of the round. This is the end of the round 3. And then work a slip stitch into the first single crochet to join the round. Then chain 1 to start with round 4. Then I'm going to work 1 single crochet into each one of the first 2 stitches. 1 and 2, and then an increase into the third stitch. 1 and 2. Now this is the pattern we are going to repeat on this round. 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then an increase. 1 and 2. Just repeat the pattern until the end of the round. Now I'm at the end of the round 4, and then work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet to join. Now we have 32 stitches around. Chain 1 to start with the 5th round. Then I'm going to work 1 single crochet into each one of the first 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then an increase into the 4th stitch. 1 and 2. Again repeat the pattern. 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then an increase. 1 and 2. Repeat the pattern until the end of the round. Now I'm at the end of the round, and then we will work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet to join. Now we have 40 stitches around, and then chain 1, leave a long tail for about 30 centimeters, and then we will cut the yarn off. And then I'm going to show you how to attach these pieces together to complete the pot. I'm going to take the wire, and then we will just bend the wire from both the sides just to secure. And then I'm going to apply some fabric glue into one side of the wire. Like this, and then we will attach this wire to the center of the back side of a flower. Like this, and then we will apply some more glue into the wire. And we will wrap the green yarn like so to cover up the wire. We can apply some more glue as we go. And from here I'm going to join the leaves. And secure at the end. Now we have completed the flower, and then we will take the pot, and then I'm going to stuff the pot with some fiber filling, and we can add some stones also to the pot, so that it will be stable as the pot is getting a bit heavy. And then we will use the yarn needle to join the soil to the pot, and we are going to insert the needle into the front loops of the last round. And we will just attach the soil to the pot like this. And I'm going to add some more stuffing before we close the pot. and then we will continue joining them. With that, we have completed our pot, and this is what it looks like. And then I'm going to attach the flower. For that, we will apply some glue to the stem of the flower. Like this, and then I'm going to just insert the stem to the center of the pot. And then we can just bend the flower like so. If you enjoy crochet patterns like this, make sure to follow my Facebook page, HiruHandmade Crochet. I regularly share new crochet designs, pattern releases, and crochet inspiration and updates. And if you ever want to request a custom crochet pattern, you can send me a message there as well. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more crochet tutorials and patterns. Don't forget to check the description for the PDF pattern and material links. Thank you so much for watching and supporting HiruHandmade Crochet. Happy crocheting, and I'll see you in the next video.